of singleness. I'll tell you what the problem is. There are people who don't know what gift they have, so they move from one to another. Today I have the gift of singleness. Do I have to say it? So they dabble where God would not approve. And there are people who actually think that you can give away very treasured gifts waiting on you and keep on giving them away and walk away unscathed. You cannot. In fact, the Bible even suggests that certain intimate activities join you together. You ought to be very afraid right now. And that's the reason why, you remember when you said, well, I know God would understand. And then some things happened that shouldn't have happened. And then you were careful. You told him, look, it was a mistake. Never should have done it. So look, this is finished. You understand? It's finished. Let's don't ever, ever, ever see each other again. And then Monday morning, here he is at your desk with some flowers. Come, can we go outside? You remember what I told you the other day? What I told you was over. You understand? There is no hope. So don't ever, ever, ever come where I am. If you see me, don't come there. Then you at the restaurant Wednesday night and, hey, how you doing? I just thought I would drop by. And the reason why is because you've been involved in some activities that God intended should weld you together. Huh? And brothers, well, should I get here or wait till tomorrow night? I think I'll wait till tomorrow night. Because I got some stuff for married men that will teach you the same truth. You can't ride out and ride home. Look, don't ever, ever. Okay. And then your phone rings at some inopportune time. Oh, no, they have the wrong number, dear. You got to decide what is your gift. Well, let me read one more text in there. I turned away from it. Let me get back to it. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 7. Can I go back there a minute and look at verses 7 and 8? For I would that all men, let me get 8. I say therefore to the unmarried and widows, it is good for them as if they abide even as I. But if they cannot contain, let them marry. For it is better to marry than to burn. Burn is easy to understand. If you're young enough, nobody has to explain it. If you're old enough, let me remind you. As we mature, we gain more discretion. But the fact is that you've got to make up your mind. Are you going to be single or are you going to be married? You cannot be both at the same time. So you've got to make up your mind. Here's where I want to end this sermon. Because I don't want to give you all these what ifs and then forget to tell you that God planned for people to enjoy the relationship that he created, and he created it just after man and woman were first made. Now, I don't like just ink stains on paper. I read Genesis 2:18, and I read what the words help meet mean. God says to Adam, I'm going to make a help meet for you. Did Adam understand it? I somehow think that he did, but he just hasn't seen her yet. And you can't fully understand this thing until you experience. See? So God says, I will perform the first surgery. I will. Do you think Jesus had a scalpel? I don't know. I got a feeling that there was some way he could just. Because he just created Adam out of the dust of the earth. So if he could do a man out of dust, do you suspect that he couldn't do a woman out of a rib? Adam, recognizing in her, Eve, the desired companion, welcomed her joyfully as his bride and expressed his joy in poetic exclamation. The words, "This is now." This is now. That's what Adam said when he first laid his eyes on Eve. You know, women still look pretty good, but can you imagine what that first one looked like? Adam had watched animals. They were in swarms. They were in groups. Animals clung to each other. They wrapped their necks around each other. They pecked at each other. They walked together. They made little strutting things, and they courted each other. And Adam had watched it and said, "Look at that." And finally, Jesus delivers to him this woman. And the Bible said 3 times, Adam repeated, "This, this, this." I can read his mind. It was not only sensual, it was a gift from the hand of God. It was not only romantic, it was a woman made for his specific tastes. God knew what the vacuum was in the center of his heart and created a woman in the exact proportions to fit the vacuum. It was amazement. And with that, I leave you the ideal. If God loves you enough, and if you are faithful enough to him, he will not give you a bad substitute, but the real joy.
Thanks for watching. Join us next time for more Breath of Life with Pastor Walter L. Pearson Jr.